personalized autographs, all of which are available now at GalaxyCon.com. And now, let's go to the 99th floor and see who we find. Our first guest is an actor whose credits include Level Up, Independence Day, Resurgence, and Shaft. Today, he joins us to discuss the role of Super Speedster of the 7 A Train. Please welcome Jesse Usher. Hey, Jesse.
Oh, I'm in.
Yes, you're in. You are in. You are in. You are live.
I can't hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
I can't hear anything. That's strange.
Check one, check one, check one. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you though.
Okay, hold on a second. I'm gonna pop out. Hold on. Okay, let's do that.
Odd. Yeah, let me. You have to reconnect your AirPods again. I see. Okay, I might to or disconnect them all together. Yeah, if I take them out, it would just go to this.
Check.
Strange.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
I can see you. I still can't hear anything. Oh, that's so odd.
This is bizarre. Okay.
Why is it doing that?
Oh, I do not know.
Hang on. I'm gonna come right back to this, you guys. I'll come back to the.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Okay. Sounds good. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we do apologize for these technical issues, but my producer says that I'm audible to all of you. So let me bring out our second guest. She is an actress whose body of work includes You're the Worst, We Broke Up, and Fosse for Done. Today, she joins us as a militant maiden storefront. Please welcome Aya Cash.
Hello. I can hear you.
I'm just messing with you. It's okay.
Don't scare me. I have PTSD.
All right, no problem. I don't know what's happening. Okay, Aya, I can hear you. You can hear me. Fantastic. Off to a great start. How are you?
I'm fantastic. How are you?
I am great. Thank you so much for joining us here today. Been a big admirer of the work. Again, big fan of the work on Fosse for Dawn. Great job of getting into a rather enigmatic character that didn't get as much of the limelight as she possibly should have. Yeah.
No, it was a really fun role, and to play someone who is a real life person. And I got to meet her daughter and her granddaughter and talk to them. I like your French pronunciation of Verdun too. Verdun.
Oh. Verdun.
It makes it sound even classier.
I have heard it in both directions. So I just when in doubt, when in doubt, go European. You can't lose in that, right? I thank you so much for joining us today. It's wonderful to have you. Oh, and Jesse, are you?
I'm back.
Okay, and you can hear us.
And I can hear you. Yeah, I can hear.
Oh, all right. Okay. You know, I blame Vought for this.
Absolutely. You know what? I made a mistake by putting this T-shirt on today. I don't know what I was thinking. Of course they're going to sabotage me. Of course they're going to sabotage me.
All right. Well, as we have navigated their corporate nefariousness, so we are on board here. Jesse, thank you so much for joining us. Yeah, we got this cleared up. Let's keep this rolling on with our next guest. He is an actor whose roles include the following: Atomorphs and the X-Men film series. Today joins us as the former psychokinetic soup of the 7 turned humble orderly. Please welcome Shawn Ashmore.
Hey, guys.
Hey, okay. We can hear you. Can you hear us?
I can.
Okay, great. All right. Shawn, thank you so much for joining us. Big fan of some of your other work, and I'll
hey.
I'll leave it at that. So glad to have you here. Everything is well in your corner of the world?
Everything's great. In LA, just enjoying the sun.
That's never a bad thing. Because you know, that vitamin D, it helps.
Keeps us happy in these weird times.
Yeah, weird times indeed. So, and next, our next guest is famous for House of Cards, Astronaut Wives Club, and Hell on Wheels. She is also here to join us as the fierce and lovely Woman Warrior of the 7, Queen Maeve. Please welcome Dominic McElligott. And scrolling, scrolling, scrolling. Okay, we see you.
There she
Can you hear us?
Oh, I can hear it. Oh, yeah.
We can hear her.
Thank you.
You're dragging a little bit, but you're here, and you can hear us, so we can hear you. And you know what? We'll roll with it. Dominic, thank you so much for joining us here today. Absolute pleasure to have you. Oh yeah, she's underwater.
Thank you.
Okay, no problem. Oh, Vlog's at it again. All right, our next guest is famous for American Gothic, Outrageous Fortune, and Banshee. Today he joins us to discuss the role of the awesomest, greatest, bravest hero in the whole world, the leader of the seven, and everyone's friend, Homelander. Please welcome Anthony Starr. Hey!
Hi, I thought I'd make this has been a rough start. Well done, Patty. Well held.
Well, I tried my best. Everything else, okay. First of all, Anthony, how are you doing in your corner of the world?
We're doing great. We're a little locked up here in Toronto, but this is exciting. We got people. Actually, Patty, I don't know where you are, but we got people in Ireland, LA, Toronto, New York. So it's a really, it's a very diverse group. Thus the internet issues, but I'm sure everyone's going to roll with it, right, gang? Yay!
Yeah, we're going to roll with it.
Homelander has spoken. Hey,
gavel down on that.
Well, Anthony, Jesse, Dominic, Sean, thank you for joining us on the GalaxyCon virtual stage. We created this wonderful online forum during the turbulent times, and we're so glad to have you all here today. Our team is going through the chat room right now, pulling out the questions for you. In the meantime, I'd just like to throw this out for each of you. First of all, thank you all for your work on The Boys. This is a fantastic series. They took a great comic, turned it into a great television series, and I admit I had my doubts. I was a fan of the comic, and I was like, how are they going to sell this? But they made some really wonderful adjustments, and as a credit to all of you as actors, you have taken not so good people and made me feel empathy for them. Not necessarily sympathy, but there are moments that you feel empathy for them, and that comes from good writing, good direction, and good performances. So I thank you for your talents. I thank you for your professionalism, and I definitely thank you for these performances because all of you just have knocked it out of the park tremendously.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I think that's more a reflection of what a nice person you are, because pretty dirty motherfuckers are.
There's that moment. Oh yeah, they're not all, but yeah, it's like Maeve. And,
You don't need to have sympathy for Stormfront. You don't need to have any sympathy.
No, your job was to make Homelander look not so bad.
Yeah.
Mission accomplished.
Yeah, pretty much. Absolutely,
Mission
pretty much.
accomplished.
Yeah, absolutely, indeed. So let me just throw it out as it did. What a show like this has a lot of challenges with the effects, costuming, makeup. Sometimes, what was the craziest day on the set for each of you that you can recall?
Oh, I'll start to see a gap. So, craziest day, first of all, any day wearing that rubber suit spandex is pretty insane. Something weird is going to happen. Something's going to go wrong. But then one of the last days that Aya and I had shooting, we had to do a superhero flying sex scene, which was just, over the course of like my youth, my young person career, I've done a bunch of sex scenes, but nothing quite like that. It was seriously bizarre. The good news is it was with Aya, who's just like a little treasure, and it was just so easy to do because she's so good and relaxed, and we were just laughing. We got told off for laughing too much. So that was one of the highlights actually of the show thus far.
I believe it. Also, kudos to whoever manages to keep that cape looking straight and crisp the whole time.
That would be Stephen Fleet and visual effects.
And Mr. Fleet, wherever you are, I lift my glass to you. That's good cape work, and which is not as easy as you may think.
No, absolutely. There's actually your cape was pretty good though, right? Your cape was a well-behaved cape.
Yeah, it was just leather. But also, Anne hasn't said this, but he came up, you know, if you notice, Homelander always sort of swoops the cape up and places it because he was told, don't you dare sit on the cape, it's worth more than you are. And so it actually works. So character choice. And he was like, so I love watching the show and watching him like swoop the cape as like a beautiful character move.
We turned like literally on day one. I was about to sit on the cape, and LJ was like, "Don't you fucking dare sit on that cape. That's worth more than your life." And I was like, "Right on, new character motif. That's never going to happen because I want to live." It was actually worked out pretty well.
Speaking of the suits, like I had no idea how long the fittings were going to take. So Lamplighter wears the costume twice, but it took 2 weeks of fittings. And I've done fittings for stuff. I've done, you know, X-Men stuff and like those fittings, and the amount of detail and care that they put into the costumes kind of blew me away.
2 weeks?
And I think they all look.
2 weeks is nothing, yeah.
Well, for 2 scenes of shooting, I was blown away. Like I flew into Toronto on a Friday and did a fitting, and then sat around for 3 days, and then did another fitting, and it was over 2 weeks. And I was kind of like, oh, I thought like this was going to be like, oh, we'll throw it on you and it'll be fine. But I thought that was cool. I mean, to me, that's what makes this show kind of stand out, is like on every level, from special effects to costuming to writing, performance, whatever. It's like every detail counts. And, you know, I think that's kind of amazing. But I was like, oh, damn, I'm up here not even working, just hanging out for the costume, which is cool.
Jesse, you and me, we met at the fittings 6 months before we started shooting.
Wow.
Those original soup things. I remember meeting you, and your mom was there, I think. And like, that was 6 months out from shooting, man. So I'm hearing you going 2 weeks. Me and Jesse.
Yeah, I guess that means nothing.
You were like,
you guys also wear everything. I mean, that's all you wear. That's all that Homelander wears, right? Like you don't have another outfit.
Jesse, you're the same though, right?
We've seen A-Train and
we've seen A-Train and Civvies one time, and it was for only one scene. But other than that, I'm in the suit almost 24/7.
Right.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I know that's not
no, it's okay.
I had 2 weeks of fittings just for the Merkin that never get seen. If you saw, I have behind the scenes of the Merkin that would blow your mind. The amount of muff that got pitched in those. I mean, literally, it was in the suit at one point, and there was a hole. And then I was like, okay, when I said I wanted beautiful full bush, I meant like natural 70s. And they took it as a small child going down on me. And I was like, maybe this is not my first Comic-Con. Tell me if I've gone too far.
No, you're doing this right.
This is an adult program with adult language and violence, so
absolutely. And you know what?
You can say whatever the fuck you want.
I can attest to that. I was picking those fucking things out of my teeth for weeks.
Yay.
I'm gonna keep talking. At some point, I'm putting the Merkin on screen, and we can all see what's actually happening that didn't quite make the show.
Oh my god!
I love this. I love this job. All right. Well, I'll tell you what. What so far? What's people always ask, you know, oh, did you always know it was going to be a success when you were making it? And I always transpose that question to, when did you realize that this show may have not only met, but may have actually exceeded expectations?
Oh.
Right then.
Oh, that's a good question.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my goodness.
That's
right then.
Character.
Aya, put that back up. We'll make it full screen.
Oh, my God. I mean, that was what they first put on, and I was like, no, this is not what I meant.
That's revolting.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
No, it's not okay.
That's insane.
But I mean, lots of work. That's not me. That's on I mean, we did lots of fittings for the Merkin. All right, we can move on.
All right. Don't you love showbiz?
The glamour. It's the glamour. It's the glamour. It's great.
I know a lot of us were doing a panel for something else, and then in between time, Eric kind of mentioned that was it that our show had 1 billion minutes watched? Was that what he said? And I know for sure you were there. I think it was 1 billion minutes watched.
I know it's.
Or was it 1 million?
I'm always very cagey about, because it's very strange when you're at the center of the vortex, particularly cast, but everyone on the show. It's difficult to get objective information about where things are really sitting, because everyone just, like.
They throw out stuff all the time.
Oh my God, we're never spoken. There's never a true word spoken to us. So you got to kind of pick through and dissect the information a bit.
It's great. It's great. You're all doing great. It's wonderful. We love you.
Right. So, but there came a point where you start noticing it. I notice it when New Zealand. So when I start seeing a little bit of generation of interest down there, and Australia, and then see it in Europe, and that's when I got a sense. I find it very difficult to get a clear sense from the inside of the bubble.
Fair.
Yeah, hearing that number, I don't know. I started to calculate it. It made sense. He had aired 4 episodes already, and he was saying between those 4 episodes, the show had been viewed for 1 billion minutes. And I was like trying to break that down to what that meant, like how many people would have watched the episode, and it was mind blowing for me. Welcome back, Dom.
Welcome back, Dom. Have you seen Aya's Merkin?
Wow, this is
Really? You missed a lot.
You missed just enough.
Probably. Dominic, you look better. You're oh, this is so wonderful. So, let me throw this question back at you, then we'll go to our audience questions. I just asked them with all the effects, makeup, and everything on else, what was the most challenging day you can recall having on the set of The Boys?
Challenging day. Let me see. I don't know. I find my costume pretty uncomfortable after a couple of hours. I've got like a corset and a bustier, and then I've got the breastplate and all that goes with it. So whenever I'm in civilian clothes, I'm pretty happy. But when I put the costume on, I always somehow either feel like an idiot or an asshole. Like there's no feelings. So I'm always trying to work with that because it's never really helpful for Queen Maeve and where she's at. So so any day in the costume. But there you go. That's the only thing I can think of right now.
Absolutely fair. Well, your picture is so much better and everything's clearer now. This is wonderful. So if you guys ready, let's go ahead and pivot over to our audience questions and let's roll our first one. And this comes from Shammy, and they want to know, do you have a favorite brutal moment from The Boys?
Absolutely. Mine was watching Billy Butcher take Mesmer's head into the porcelain. Until, I think, that was my favorite. Like, the look in his eyes and the blood splattering on his face. I just thought that was, the epitome of, brutality in The Boys. I just loved that scene. That's my favorite moment.
Actually, I'm going to chip in with another Butcher moment when he fought Translucent and spat blood all over him so he could. I was like, that's fucking cool.
That's badass, man. That's pretty badass.
You spit blood on someone so you can see them? I haven't seen that before. That's awesome.
Mine is definitely the whale. All the way to whale. That was horrific, and I loved it. just driving a boat into a giant creature and then having to fight your way out of the guts is pretty intense.
And just the way he was so defiant, this is going to stop you. Hey, wait a minute. Yeah. Hey, wait, stop.
Yeah, it was very endearing that he thought that that was going to stop anything. I loved it, though.
That's what?
What?
You go. I'm talking too much.
No, I was just going to say, seeing how brutal it was on the day, too. Yeah. Seeing the boys covered in blood with the guts and, the stench and that was brutal for them to shoot, but it looks so incredible.
It does, and if you want to see it again, there's a quick link to it on the Greenpeace website. They really like it.
It's a fake whale. Only kill fake animals.
Yeah, horrific.
It's showing everybody what big, magnificent creatures they are. You know,
Truly, and how vulnerable they are.
Yeah.
Yeah. Save the whales, everybody.
Yep, I agree with that. So, Dom, any favorite brutal moments you recall, or just any moments in general?
I was just going to second the whale because that's the thing I remember the most, and it was just like this epic, like set piece. It was just like enormous, and I remember it just being like, wow, these guys are really going to town with this stuff of the grandest proportions, and it looked really cool.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. The whale scene for me, and Homelander's temper tantrum fantasy about the crowd.
Yeah, that was fun. Wasn't it?
I mean, that was it's just as a fan of effects, that overhead shot was like, there's a lot of detail in that. It's like,
yeah, I mean, there's actually it's a difficult question to answer. So I could go to the A Train running through Robin moment, and that really sets the show up, right?
Yeah.
Fucking extraordinary, right? Our VFX team is just so good. Stefan and the dudes and ladies, they're just amazing. So
Jesse, your character A-Train is he's literally the equivalent of the mugger who kills Batman's parents. I mean, sets off pretty much this whole entire narrative.
Well, so you're welcome. You know, I did that for you guys, to be honest. Yeah,
you're giving them.
My gift.
Shabby, thank you. Great question to start us off with. What is next? Here's one from Lynn. Ooh, what would your character's theme song be? Hey.
Deutschland.
My character has a theme song.
Yeah.
We went for Rammstein instantly. Actually, no, you didn't, did you? No. But that
I went for True Hitler versus Rammstein.
Actually, no. They have a new album out called Deutschland, and that's the top song. And I think
it's not called Rammstein Nazis, though.
They've been accused of a lot, but that's a whole other conversation.
Okay.
Deutschland or Wagner.
Yes.
Something like that.
But yeah, A-Train has a theme song. It's called Faster, and the music video is going to be out soon, so be on the lookout for that.
That's pretty cool.
I'm going to go for Eye of the Tiger.
Oh, yeah.
That's pretty good.
Eye of the Tiger.
That's it. I don't really have a reason. It's just the song that popped into my head. So I'm going to go with that. Had a bit of a bone spot.
I can see that character growing up, seeing that movie, and loving that song, and yeah,
either that, or of course the American national anthem, Star Spangled Banner, or something, But with a healthy dose of Nine Inch Nails underneath it, or maybe the Nine Inch Nails rendition of it.
Fair.
Like Born in the USA. I don't know.
Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah.
Anything Turbo Pro America.
I'm kind of drawing a blank for a Lamplighter song. Well, We Didn't Start the Fire, maybe, but that was used all over season 2.
Yeah.
What about something from The Doors? Hint, hint.
Oh. I like it.
Maybe like it. Fire?
Could be. Thank you, Andy, for that one.
Tom, any ideas what Queen Maeve's would be?
I was trying to think. It was like something angry and simultaneously sad, and I don't know.
What about like Ani DeFranco, something off the Dilate album?
There you go. Yeah, yeah, that works.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, great. There you go, Lynn. Thank you. Great question. What do we have next? And here's one from Lynn Pug. Which other superhero or villain outside of the boys' universe would you like to play?
Oh boy.
Can I cheat and just say Iceman? Get my turnover with?
Ooh.
Yes, you can.
Maybe we could all just say Iceman.
There you go.
But he plays the part so well.
Exactly.
I'm a big X-Men person, and I've said this before, but like I used to collect the cards, and read all the comics. So basically anyone in the X-Men universe, I would be super, super excited. Like maybe I've said things like Beast or Rogue, and no, I'm not doing a gender swap on Beast. Don't come at me. But like I also, I would also do like something like from like the Four Horsemen, like the Apocalypse time. I don't know. That's what I would do.
I would cast you as Lita. She was the rock. She was an ancillary character. She was the rock star, kind of like a Pat Benatar type that could. Yeah. Oh, if only I could. Who might have a? Who might?
I don't know. I saw some fan fiction thing like this mashup, and someone like placed my face over Aqualad, and I kind of like the idea of that. I think Aqualad would be pretty fun to play. I don't know how like, shooting a water superhero movie would be, but that might be pretty interesting. It'd certainly be a challenge.
They rebooted Aqualad for the Young Justice animated series, and the character really kind of kicks ass now. So yes, I could absolutely see you pull it off.
All right, well let me go swimming real quick. Let me go freshen up, and then I'll see about the live action.
Trade in those running shoes for flippers.
It's a freestyle on, bro.
Yeah, let me talk to the deep. I'm sure he got some extra ones.
All right. Dom, got any?
I wouldn't promote myself for any role, but I'll tell you my favorite female with this actress in the role, not me, but Michelle Pfeiffer as Catwoman was probably my favorite. I just thought she did phenomenal. So she's cool. I would have her play Catwoman again if I could.
Yeah. Absolutely fair. Absolutely fair. So Anthony.
Oh, I'll be Robin to someone's Batman. Take your pick now. I just want to be little old Robin. Little old Bob and Robin.
Well, there are stories that take place kind of in the future where Robin's grown up and he's kind of got his own identity and stuff that.
Whoa, buddy! You saying I'm too old?
No.
Yep, man. I'm young. I can play Robin.
You can play Robin.
I can be young too.
Thank you, Pog. Great question. We'll move on.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go. I'll be the oldest superhero of the group. I don't know who that is, but that one. How about that?
I love you as Homelander. Hey, there's one from Jenny. How many of your characters' lines were improvised? Interesting.
You know, it was really cool. The first day I worked with Jack, we did like a walk and talk through Vought on our way up to the tower before Lamplighter kills himself. And there was like we had to walk down this huge hallway, and Jack was like, he was like, I've got a couple ideas, like, can I throw some stuff out? And I was like, yeah, for sure. So, and he's like, do you want to know? And I was like, no. So he just started us off and like had an idea every time we started this walk and talk down this hallway. And honestly, I don't think any of it made it to the show, but the fact that we were allowed to shoot it, and it really impressed me that Jack had all these ideas and was prepared to, and we were talking about like Lamplighter's video game and whatever, all this stuff that like, you know, what wasn't on the page and honestly didn't make it, but the fact that we were allowed to take the time to shoot it was kind of cool. So it was nice. I think that's really rare on most shows to even have the freedom to be like, hey, we're going to try some stuff. While we're walking and talking. So and the fact that Jack was so prepared and like had notes and, you know, had ideas was kind of cool.
Yeah.
I had a moment I had a moment during that race episode that wasn't necessarily lines that were improvised, but I kind of got to the starting block and like Adrian's supposed to be high on compound V and he's doing all these weird
and there's a character called Love Sausage. I don't remember this, like the giant penis, tentacle penis thing. And it wraps around Mother's Milk's neck. And I'm pretty sure that Tamar was yelling like, bite it. And I don't think that was in the script. And I actually don't remember if that made the episode. But like that, I was like dying laughing. I was like, I hope the camera's not on me, because that was definitely not on the page as I remember it. And that was sort of my... My vote is terror. I just... watch him
Yeah.
run around and pee on stuff.
And humps
Out.
Yeah,
That's quite a
humps
show. That's quite a pitch.
Ability to make people's heads tell.
Yeah.
Was the you look up this character back, so it was definitely Eric and I definitely had some conversations before starting about what the intention was with that character, as opposed to just sort of, you know, the worry was it would be glorified.
Be honest, I was like, this is a disaster. But you know, can't say no.
you actually rocked it out, and I look forward to seeing more of her character arc and where that character is going. Really turned out a breakout, and again, just seeing her stick it to Homelander at the end of season 2.
Yeah, that was fun.
Absolutely. Jesse, what was your thought on A-Train?
My first thoughts on A-Train are actually still pretty much my thoughts on A-Train. I thought he was like the asshole who was just obsessed with his physical abilities and was willing sort of where I still see him. He's his own worst enemy, but it's his fault. What are you going to do?
And GalaxyCon viewers, this has been my time with the cast of The Boys, but it absolutely does not have to be yours. If you'd like to chat with our guests like I have, or purchase a